Yeah. So it looked like our time was somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 hour and 14 minutes, um, which isn't really too good, uh, because I don't think I think in order to I'm trying to remember what the time. Uh, I'm trying to remember what the time is that you need to uh, backup generator room. Okay, yeah, that's outside where we first started. But I'm trying to remember what the amount of time is you need to beat the game in order to. Oh, there he is. There's our friend. And let's go. Later, Gator. Uh, but I'm trying to figure out what the amount of time, or trying to remember how much time you need to beat the game in order to unlock the challenge mode or whatever it's called, because I've never been able to do it. So the last game mode, you have to beat this thing in a certain amount of time. Press all the buttons. Problem with this danger mode is that it's not really communicated very well to you what you're supposed to press. I guess that was one of the things that you needed. That was one of the things that you needed the instruction manual to know. But you just pretty much press all the buttons rapidly at one time. Part of the marketing for Dino Crisis was that Shinji Mikami, the director, who was also the producer / creator of the original Resident Evil games, he called this game a panic horror game rather than a survival horror, because they wanted to emphasize that that a lot of this game is more actiony and frantic, and a lot of the terror sort of comes a bit more from running away from these enemies that are super fast, or having to rapidly press the buttons, within a certain few seconds in order to shake off one of these giant beasts. So he wanted to differentiate it from Resident Evil, where there was a lot more of this atmospheric kind of sense of dread. Fully charged, and just put it in. So the pattern is red, blue, green, white. Go ahead and press left, center, right, here, left, and I believe that's it. Red, blue, green, white. Red, blue, green, white, and down. Yeah, there's a challenge. The challenge mode requires you to pretty much just speed run the game, which it's kind of banking on you already kind of figuring a little bit out how to do by playing the game multiple times and unlocking the different costumes. But that's while I've been able to unlock all the endings and unlock all the costumes, I haven't been able to beat the game in the time that it wants me to beat it in order to unlock the challenge mode. Um, you know, I haven't really been able to do it yet. Not that it's really that especially difficult. It's just every time I play this game, it's never been in the context of really trying super hard to speed run it. And maybe speedrun isn't the right word, because I mean, I when I think of speedrunning, I usually think of, you know, exploiting glitches and sequence breaking, not so much just playing the game as in, you know, in the intended fast way that the developers had accounted for. But, you know, speedrunning, you know, you speedrunning the game and kind of you fucko. Oh, look at her crawl. So go ahead and go right here before he shows up. There's no heart meter, by the way. There's no health meter or health like icon or anything. So you just kind of have to guess what Regina's health is at based on like how much she limps or how much she's bleeding and things like that. But let's go ahead and go back through here. Sorry, big boy. We're not having any of that. So we're gonna go right up here and just gonna run all the way back here. Now, I believe that the raptor that was in the hallway here, I don't think he's still there. He's kind of disappears, if I remember right. Yeah, he's not here. How are we on our darts? One dart, okay. Is there a multiplier in here? No, there's not. So multipliers just, they increase the volume of the volume or quantity of the either the med pack or the dart that you're using it on.
Gale just told me he saw someone on the underground monitor.
It flashed by pretty quick, but I'm sure I saw something. Rick?
Oh yeah, this is when we make our first choice.
What is it?
It's a bit similar to Resident Evil in that this game demands that you make some choices as to which teammate you kind of side with a bit more. So our choice here is whether to follow this distress signal, which may be our friend Cooper, who was eaten by the T-Rex in the opening cutscene. And so the game is kind of trying to make you ask if it's a good idea to follow the signal. You have the choice to follow Rick and respond to the signal, which could be either Tom or Cooper, or to follow Gale and investigate the dude, what the person that they saw on the monitor downstairs. And we have our first kind of conflict between Gale and Rick. Rick being the young computer expert with a heart of gold, and Gale being the seasoned jaded veteran who always does what he's told, even at the expense of his humanity. But the funny thing is right here is we're going to be choosing Rick. So we're going to go rescue our comrade immediately, because that makes a couple things a little easier in the long run. But we're going to go ahead and go this way. But you can choose you can, when you make that choice, you can choose Gale or Rick, but still, like, when it's giving you the option, you can pick Gale, and then like I chose Rick, so I can still go down there and meet with Gale, and just like the only thing is, if you know where to go, you can just choose one over the other even after you've made the choice, if that makes sense. And he's probably gonna wake up in just a second, or maybe not. Either way, we're good. I think we're gonna need some darts here, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix anesthetic aid, mix together, we'll increase the volume. You gotta kind of check this right here. So you see we have one anesthetic dart medium, and if we mix it with the anesthetic aid, it'll make it a long dart, but I don't think it increases the volume. So we'll just get, I think we'll just get like one small dart, if I'm not mistaken. So what I think you want to do is come here, mix this, and get the small darts, and then mix this with that. Oh no, it just seems to do the same thing, so whatever. I think, what about here? Hemostat? Will that create anything here? I don't think it changes the volume though. So you kind of have to do that. You have to kind of think like, oh, well, you know, I'll get a stronger thing here, but I'm only going to get one of it. So is that a good use of my items? And there he goes. Unfortunately, even though Rick had that huge M16, or that huge automatic rifle, he didn't bother to get rid of these guys for us. Oh crap. Okay. Go ahead and get off. Damn it. Let me get that. Take the stronger shotgun bullets. Gonna go over here. Get this. Take the resuscitation. Get this. And go over here. There. I would have stayed and used the small darts on him, but I feel like by the time I would have put that other raptor to sleep, the raptor that I shot my last medium dart on would have woken up. So I just decided to book it. And here we go. This is this is where that scene in Jurassic World first came from. So go over here. Oh crap. Here. Use the hemostat to recover, to stop the bleeding. Oh, damn it. I don't have any things here. Ah, shit. Got the shotgun. Now, don't really bother with these pteranodons. Just run. Because that guy disappears in just a little bit, but she's all limping now. Yeah. So you see, they were trying to sort of get you to like, if you're a new player, and you're not familiar with the game, they want you to sort of wonder if Rick is leading you straight to the T-Rex that ate Cooper, or straight to Tom, who actually needs help. And it turns out that the distress signal was coming from Tom. So, and you get
You have to move in
a puzzle
something
piece
immediately.
or a key item here much sooner if you come to help out Tom. So if you didn't follow Rick, then you'd have to go around looking for code disk L here. But now we just have to pick that up, and we've already got the pieces to the next puzzle already. So no running around and looking required.
This looks pretty bad. Listen, I'll take care of it.
Oh, this is a map. Yes. All good. Is this a med pack? No, it's a hemostat. But that's actually really good. So I think we can go ahead and mix our anesthetic aid with the hemostat. And we'll go ahead and get a... Oh no, crap. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Let me go ahead and mix it. No, that's not gonna work. God damn it. I thought it would create a something else. Oh man. Luckily I have a resuscitation, so I might be good. Yeah, we're doing all right. Nothing too major. And go ahead and push this. What do we got? Hemostat. Okay, so is this going to work? So we got a hemostat plus and a normal hemostat. No, it's not gonna do anything. Fuck. Okay, this crane card. So don't forget that. You're gonna need that. Otherwise, you'll have to run back here and get it. And this is another little puzzle here. So you have to turn on the generator. It's kind of the same thing as what we've already been doing with the batteries, but sort of mixed up a little. So we're gonna go right here and press this. And if you run over here and press this, green. So that opens up. But what happens is you have to see it kind of the red pipe has a different shape. Yeah, okay. You can get a little confused here. If you mess it up, like the first time, you might start kind of like being like, wait, did I press red on the middle one, or did I press it on the left on the top one? Nope, that's not what I want. But if you've memorized the puzzle and you remind yourself beforehand, you can kind of avoid this. There we go. So now we run over here and go ahead and press red again. Cancel. Go up over here. Blue. Right, now this center one was red, right? Yeah. So now we run up and press red here. Bam. Okay, so now I believe center is green. And you have to do that first, because if you do the blue, then the green pipes can't come down. They just knock against the blue pipes and go back up. So back over here. Blue. And back over here. And we got it. Perfect. So now the crane is activated, and like I said, don't forget to pick up the crane key, because if you go to the storage shed and you don't have it, you have to come all the way back here and pick it up. So, ugh. And another quick time event's about to come up, and we gotta be ready for it. I believe if you mess this one up, it actually can kill you. I don't remember though. Come on. Splattered. But you still got that. Get back to Rick and Tom as soon as possible. You can still run pretty fast when you're limping, so that's actually kind of cool. It's not quite as bad as Resident Evil, where you really do slow down a lot as you take damage. Regina stays at a pretty good pace, regardless of her health most of the time. I think once you reach like super critical levels, then she starts moving much slower, but we're still, you know, for the most part, you know, your actual speed is not too affected by your health.
Yeah, Pteranodon, wasn't it?
I meant you saw that it was a real dinosaur. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Didn't I tell you?
This is just like that movie.
Just like that movie. Which movie, of course? You might be thinking Lost World or Jurassic Park, but I think that there could be another movie. And I tried talking about this a little bit before when we streamed this a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago. But I think I can kind of articulate myself a little better this time. But around the time that Jurassic Park came out in 1993,
Regina.
there was another sort of dinosaur movie that came out at that same time.
I'll clear a path.
And
Moving these containers.
that dinosaur movie was Carnosaur, or Carnosaur. Pardon. But Carnosaur was a film that was produced, and I can't remember if it was directed by him. I believe it was, or maybe I'm mistaken, but it was one of Roger Corman's productions, and Roger Corman is a very famous schlock B-movie low budget horror director / producer who, you know, even though he's kind of obscure, he's not like a lot of people, you know, average people don't really know who he is, but a lot of big names sort of a lot of big names in American film got their start working under him, like Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese, Joe Dante. All of those guys kind of started in the school of Roger Corman, even if they eventually outgrew that school. But Roger Corman was really has always been known for low budget horror and science fiction films. Some, some very good, some huge stinkers, but Carnosaur was kind of one of the stinkers, in my opinion. It has a lot of interesting ideas. I never read the book that it was actually based on, but from what I've heard, the author of the book didn't, thought the movie was kind of crap too. Oh, by the way, this is a very strange puzzle here, so you have to keep track of these cards here. So go ahead and start, right? So we use the hook card and it picks it up, and then we have to use the arrow cards, but each arrow card has a number that moves it a certain number of blocks. And so but anyway, as I was saying, Roger Corman had acquired the rights to produce a movie based on the book Carnosaur, and he released it the same year as Jurassic Park, and obviously the point of Carnosaur the movie was to try to capitalize on the hype that Spielberg's adaptation of Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park was creating, but it was going more in a horror direction, in a straight horror direction, and it used a lot of Carnosaur used a lot of interesting, a lot of funny puppetry and miniatures. It's a low budget. Basically, it's kind of it's a bit like those Asylum movies that you find on Netflix, but I would say that it's a little more original, simply because it's based on a separate novel, and you can tell that Corman and his crew, did put some passion into the project. It's just not really a very good movie, even by Corman's standards. I'm gonna go ahead and clear that. But Carnosaur was sort of the mockbuster that was released at the same time as Jurassic Park. Now, the thing is that Carnosaur was apparently profitable enough that it was able to create a franchise in its own right. And this franchise had several entries in it. But the one that I find most interesting when talking about Dino Crisis specifically is Carnosaur 2. The reason why is because Carnosaur 2 is a straight ripoff. Like, I'll give the first Carnosaur some credit because it's based on an original novel, and it has some cool things in it, and it's got a lot of atmosphere, and it in my opinion, Carnosaur 1 is the only Carnosaur movie that approaches the level of being, okay. But Carnosaur 2 is a straight kind of rip-off of it's a straight rip-off of Aliens. In that it's basically aliens with dinosaurs, and I've heard people say that Carnosaur 2 is the only Carnosaur movie that approaches to being good, and that might be true, but that's only because it's ripping off another script that is actually pretty good, and so but the interesting thing about Carnosaur 2 is because it's sort of it's basically combining Jurassic Park with Aliens, or it's trying to. It has a lot of, maybe it's just coincidence, but it has a lot of similarities to this game in terms of the plot. that I wonder if like that I wonder if Shinji Mikami, when he was doing research, when he and his team were doing research for this game, I have to wonder if they may have like had in their backlog of like dinosaur movies to watch, you know, for research purposes. I wonder if Carnosaur 2 was in there, because most of Carnosaur 2, it concerns like a team that is sent in to a research facility where there's dinosaurs running around, and they get trapped in the facility. The power is out. A lot of the movie takes place in the control room, and there's even a character played by Miguel Nunez Jr., actor Miguel Nunez Jr., who's kind of a smart-talking, sort of jive-talking black dude. And he has a few similarities to our character Rick here, even to the point where Miguel Nunez's character wears like a backwards Kangol hat that sort of looks like Rick's hairdo. So I just wonder if when they were taking notes on like things they wanted to do with the plot in Dino Crisis, if there was in addition to the Jurassic Park movies and maybe some other old dinosaur flicks, I wonder if Carnosaur and Carnosaur 2 were sort of part of that, because or if it's just coincidence, because both Dino Crisis and the first two Carnosaur movies are taking inspiration from, you know, stuff like Alien and Aliens. So, I mean, it's just an interesting thing to think about.